My name's John Perazzi. I'm from New York. I'm here at the festival with the film Don't Think I've Forgotten, Cambodia's Lost Rock and Roll. It's a documentary film, and the film is about the music scene in Cambodia before the war in the late 50s, 60s, and early 70s. Cambodia had an amazing music scene that a lot of people don't know about, and the film attempts to document that scene, how it came to be, what happened to it, who the main people were, and it also tells the history of modern Cambodia through the lens of music.
There is a saying in Cambodia, music is the soul of a nation.
The first time I went to Cambodia was to work on another film. It was a film called City of Ghosts, directed by Matt Dillon. I was the camera operator. At that point, I had really no, intention to go to Cambodia. It was in 2001 that we shot the film, so it was quite a while ago. And we were there for almost 4 months. And while I was there, I just became really interested in the history of what had happened in Cambodia's modern history, and was reading a lot and talking to people, and I thought it was a fascinating story.
Ils sont très soudés, les musiciens, les chanteurs. Alors c'est toutes sortes de musique moderne chez nous.
When I started to find the music and listen to it, I realized they had a really big music scene, and it covered a lot of different genres of music. And so then it was a real challenge, because I decided I wanted to try and tell as complete of a story as possible about how the scope of the music and how amazing that it's so varied and there was so much of it. And there was no place to go. There was no place to go to find any primary research out. So we literally started doing interviews with just a handful of names of some of the most famous singers. So it was really, then it became about finding people who were musicians or family members of these singers to piece together the story. And it became a huge undertaking, because we shot over 75 interviews in 4 countries in 3 languages.
I'm like, this is so cool, it's my generation. I was ready for more, and all of a sudden, it was all gone.
We did get involved in bombing a neutral country.
I can't figure out what we're doing over here in the first place.
In Cambodia or Vietnam?
Anywhere, Cambodia or Vietnam.
The film is really broken into 2 pieces. There's also the modern history of Cambodia, and how that was much clearer because there's been a lot written about it, and it's a known entity. So we interviewed some historians and people involved in that part of the film, and I knew which aspects of that part of the story I wanted to tell. So it was really building these 2 separate strands, and then finding places where they converged to make the editing process work.
The new Cambodia was going to be a revolutionary country and not contaminated by the West.
Si vous voulez éliminer la société, les anciennes valeurs, il faut commencer par éliminer les artistes. Parce que les artistes sont influents. Les artistes sont proches du peuple.
Yeah, not being Cambodian and the music being so important to Cambodians, it was, I took it very seriously. It was a huge responsibility to get the story right. I think part of the thing that benefited the film was that it took so long to piece the story together and to find archival material, because so much of it had been destroyed, that having that time gave me more time to spend more time in Cambodia and learn more about the culture. If I had made the film in just a few years, it would be a different film, but I think because it did take almost 10 years, there's more attention paid to getting, you know, certain things right. And also, halfway through making the film, I met my now wife, who is Cambodian, and she's also a professor of sociology and has a PhD in urban anthropology, specifically dealing with Cambodia. So once she got involved, that brought a whole new level of, you know, understanding, obviously, of the culture and of the story to the process. So she really helped me make sure that I wasn't completely screwing it up, basically. I mean, so there was a lot of people involved to sort of get the story right, because then that really made a big difference.